This week on EV Rider, we've got a long-term road test of the 2021 Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon 4xe, which is Jeep's first plug-in hybrid here in the U.S. Unfortunately, Jake is currently dealing with a fairly serious recall situation due to the possibility of a battery fire being triggered while charging.
As far as I know, there's been 9 instances of battery fires. The remedy, Fiat Chrysler America doesn't have a remedy per se. They're supposed to be issuing a software flash that you take it to the dealer for. They run the software flash on it, and if it throws a specific error code, then they have to replace the battery pack.
In the meantime, Jake is charging his 4xe outside, away from the house, as a precaution. This plug-in hybrid Wrangler has more than 21,000 miles on it. The owner bought it used. The 2021 4xe had an EPA-rated 21 miles per charged. That EV-only range estimate hasn't changed with the 2024. The 4xe uses a standard Wrangler's Turbo 4 mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. The 4xe's power rating comes out to 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. The 4xe has 2 electric motors and a 17.3 kilowatt-hour battery under the rear seats. A 2024 Rubicon X 4xe can be optioned to easily top $76,000. For the 2024 model year, the Wrangler line, including the 4xe, get a bit of a refresh, including a new 12.3-inch infotainment system. Jake says he bought the Rubicon because he wanted a convertible with off-road capability. He picks up the story from here, explaining why he chose the 4xe.
Yeah, so Hummer price-wise is just more than we wanted to spend, and then 2, size-wise, I actually don't want a vehicle that's that large. I like the size of the Wrangler. I mean, it's tall, but it actually fits in about the same footprint of a Tesla Model 3, if you can believe it. So yeah, it just fits in the same space in the garage. The Bronco doesn't have any plug-in hybrid options. So really that leaves you with just the Wrangler. It's not a lot of electric range. It's like about 20 miles, but it's better than nothing, and it's good enough for like running to the grocery store, running to lunch, taking my daughter to school, that kind of thing. So I can do all those errands in pure electric, which is nice. Its capability off-road is great. I haven't even come close to testing its limits, but I love the one-touch roof opening up on nice sunny days. It's really convenient, really nice to have that kind of open air experience. If you want this Sky One Touch power top option, it'll cost you just under $4,000 on the 2024 model year. I think intellectually I knew it before I bought it, but it's just kind of been living it kind of surprised me. How just terribly inefficient this vehicle is compared to, say, a Tesla. Like, it takes over 2 times the energy to go 1 mile in this Jeep as like a Tesla Model S. So this I get it's like around 700 watt hours a mile.
When you did the math, and you can go ahead and tell me the numbers, but I know that you worked it out and figured even at 100,000 miles from an economic standpoint, it wouldn't really give you a full payback. Is that about right?
Yeah, well, when you look at, especially if you're pricing them out new, but I think even when this came out, if you look at the cost difference between the plug-in hybrid and the the V6 version, it's like the difference is over 10 grand. And so, if you take the cost of electricity for 100,000 miles, even if you could run it purely electric for 100,000 miles, that's not realistic. You're going to have to burn some gas. But even if you did that, it would not recoup the expense of that 10 grand versus just buying the gas one. So the reasons to get the plug-in hybrid are if you actually like the driving experience of electric, which I do a lot. I like regenerative braking. This has that. I like just kind of the smoothness of electric. I like the quietness of electric. I can tell you that over the last 2,200 miles, I'm averaging about 31 miles per gallon.
Okay.
Which for a Jeep with 37-inch tires that this has is fantastic.
What kind of off-roading or towing or anything that Jeep owners traditionally do might you have done so far that they would find of interest?
Really, I think it kind of comes down to the reasons that I bought it, which was, you can have that open air experience. You can take the doors off, you can open up the top, you can take the side glass and the back off, and then you just take it on the trails. Take it where you want, take it mudding, take it. We don't really have so many rock crawling opportunities here in Florida, but you have the capability. If that's what you want, you could certainly do it. One of the things I really like about it that was a little bit of a surprise, but probably shouldn't have been, is just how extensive the aftermarket options are for Jeeps. I think Jeep did pretty well with this. I mean, I got to give them kudos for at least taking such an important vehicle and making it a plug-in hybrid. What do I wish it had more range? Of course, if it had double the electric range, it would probably I'd be able to run it on a pure electric most of the time. But I think we'll get there. I mean, I know that they're talking about in 2025 updating the Wrangler 4xEs and having the Jeep Gladiator, which is their pickup truck Wrangler, that as a 4xE. And so, as the technology improves and as they find ways to engineer these things a little bit more efficiently, I think we will get there. I'm enjoying the experience. I don't regret purchasing it.
Outside of the battery range, which of course anyone with any kind of EV always would love to have a little bit more range, any other suggestions you would have for Jeep if you were redesigning this vehicle?
It would be nice if you could do over-the-air updates with it. It'd be nice if you had, maybe some more tech improvements to kind of keep up with the state of the art. But overall, what I actually really like about it, though, now that I've kind of contradict myself there, is I sort of like the old school feel of it with with all the bolts and ways of taking things apart, and it is kind of noisy, with not too bad. It actually, the winds.
No, actually, this is
pretty good.
In my lifetime, it's certainly the quietest Jeep I've ever been in. Although I've primarily been in, true soft top Wranglers.
Yeah. So, but in some ways, it's the polar opposite of the Tesla that I own. It's it's taken it back to a more analog time, while at the same time bringing it into an age of electrification, which it sounds contradictory, but it kind of works.
If you've enjoyed this long-term review of the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xE, please go ahead and give this video a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell so I can continue to bring you more adventures in EV motoring, and yes, occasionally plug-in hybrids as well. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.